This morning I'm laying a blanket right here, the base of the mat for under the knees, and we'll be using that for the first part of class today. So feel free to grab a blanket if you've got one. I'm also
Hi,
going to
Boo
be
Boo.
using
Hi, Boo Boo.
blocks.
Oh, yeah, I would like a
But
chocolate
if
bar.
you don't have blocks,
I would like a
and
chocolate
you
bar.
have a
Did you find your ball?
set of water bottles or a stack of books or a box or something, you can place those at the front of your mat. And if you don't have them, that's okay too. We'll make it work either way. So today, let's begin in child's pose. You can have your knees spread wide, or they can be close together, whatever feels better on the body. You'll begin to notice the sit bones on the heels, beginning to sit up a little taller. If this position is not comfortable, you can keep a blanket or a block under the sit bones. And you'll inhale, and as you inhale, you'll reach the arms forward, lowering the head, coming down to a child's pose. And again, if you feel like your head does not reach the floor, this is really not comfortable, set it up so that you can be comfortable, at least for a little while. You can put a blanket, roll, or a pillow under the head. You can place anything under the sit bones, more cushioning under the knees, eventually allowing yourself to settle here. Relax through the neck. Notice if you could sink back toward the sit bones a little bit more. And press the palms firmly into the mat. Spread all the fingers. Crawl the fingertips forward a little bit more. And then pressing the palms down, notice if you can drag the palms energetically toward the body. Breathe into the side body. Continue to breathe in this way in your child's pose. If you're just joining us, we've been in child's pose, extended long through the arms, relaxed through the forehead. Beginning to notice the breath, allowing yourself to elongate the breath, bringing the air from the face and the crown of the head all the way down the spine to the tailbone. Breathing in a deep breath, relaxing through the face, sighing it out the mouth. Feel free to take a few of those sighs. And noticing the back of the body. As you deepen the inhale, send the air down toward the tailbone, but notice the expansion of the chest and the torso. duration of the practice today, see if you can focus on the breath for the whole time. And if at any point you feel like your mind is wandering or you just lose track of where you're at, whenever you remember again, simply come back to the breath. From here, you'll walk your hands over to the right, pressing back toward the heels once more. Breathe into the side body. Begin to walk your hands back to center, and then over to the left, pressing the palms into the floor, breathing in.
Tonight, let's check in with your coach. John, was that enough to keep her around?
Well, I believe so. We have so much great talent on this show, but Zan, you've consistently stood out to me. Your musicianship, your range, your willingness to take risks musically, your angelic voice.
Walking the palms to center again. Relax through the face. Take one more deep inhale. Open the mouth, sigh it out.
It's just, you've shown us your ability to master any song that you sing, and now you've done this beautiful rendition of Lady Gaga's song.
Beginning to roll through the spine.
So heartfelt, and
Gently working your way up to all fours.
to say, I deserve to be in the next round. America voted into the finale.
You can bring the knees in if they were wide. Setting up for a tabletop position.
And good luck to you. Again, a reminder, these artists picked all of these songs.
When you reach here, press the fingers into the mat, firmly pressing down through the thumb and the forefinger.
Finalist, here's Team Blake's Joanna Sorenko.
Strengthen through the shoulders. Provide yourself some stability here in the shoulders, and then send the crown of the head forward. You might barely make a movement here. Head comes away from the ears, gaze is down just in front of you. Then you'll bring the attention to the tops of the feet. Press the tops of the feet into the floor, and see if you can press all 10 toes into the mat. You'll notice this naturally engages your core. You'll extend long through the crown of the head, thinking about extending through the spine to the tailbone, one straight line as you continue to press the floor away. And then on your next inhale, begin to drop the belly, begin to look up. Moving into cow, and you'll exhale, round through the spine, allow the head to relax. Moving into cat. Continuing this motion on your breath. Moving through cat-cow. Allowing yourself to awaken through the body, awaken through the spine. Notice the creakiness. Notice where this feels particularly good. Let's do a couple more on the breath. And then we'll bring a little more movement into this as you inhale, looking up. Moving into cow. You'll exhale, send the hips back for a cat-like child's pose. Making it dynamic, coming back up for cow. Exhaling, sending the hips back.
And then lastly, with the instant save,
Take one final round,
willing to let you go home.
feeling like you can even yourself out.
And you're so unique. Your voice is so incredible.
Coming back up to all fours when you're ready. Back to stillness. Reset up your tabletop. Pressing the feet down. Pressing the thumb and forefinger into the mat. And then begin to circle the body, sending the hips down to one heel, over to the other heel. Big, big circles, breathing into the stretching. You can pause to breathe into any space that needs a little extra attention.
That instant save window, it's not now, it's after this one. So performing from Georgia, with Love and You.
If you haven't already, change direction on your circle.
Tanisha Harris.
Great way to wake up the body. This is a great way to move the body if you've been sitting for a long time. And then come all the way back to all fours. Beautiful. You can lift the ankles, roll them out. And then setting back up in your all fours. This time lift the ankles and cross them. Think about crown of the head extending away from the shoulders. And bring the feet over to the right. Gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale into the side body. Bring it back to center. Change the cross of the feet. And then bring it over to the left side. Gaze over the left shoulder. Bring it back to center. Feet can lower down. And then you're going to inhale. Left arm will raise up toward the sky. Turn the torso. As you exhale, thread the left hand under the right arm. And coming all the way down onto the shoulder. You can keep your right hand where it is. Or you can extend it toward whatever's in front of you. Feel free to stay here. Another option is you could send the right arm up to the sky and wrap it around the back. Notice where you can soften. Breathe into this twist. Inhale the arm to unwind. Round through the right hand. Begin to lift up. Reach up with the left. Shake it out. Windmill the arm around. Place it back down. And then you'll move to the second side. Inhaling. Right arm will lift. Ground down through the left hand. Turn the torso. Exhale. Thread the needle. Come down onto the shoulder. Same option with the left hand this time. Either keeping it where it is or extending it long on the mat. Or you can reach up with the left hand and wrap it around the back.
She really thinks a lot about what she's going to do, and even though it seems so natural what's coming out, which it is, she's just somebody who has so many levels and so many tools in her toolbox. She's constantly thinking, what can I do next? And that's a perfect example of it.
Inhale the left hand back around, grounding down, pressing up.
Great job tonight. Thank you, Coach. And now it's a waiting game.
Releasing, lifting up through the right. Windmill the arm. Do whatever it does to feel good.
You have the next 5 minutes to vote on the Voice Official app and NBC.com.
And then if you have a blanket under the knees, you can move it off to the side.
The results when we come back, you're watching the live eliminations on The Voice. One more spot. Who gets it?
Come back to all fours. And then you're going to tuck the toes and lift the knees just a tiny bit. maybe an inch or two off the mat. So set up in the shoulders, ground down through the hands, press away from the floor, and then lift the knees. Engage through the core. Think about really extending long through the crown of the head all the way down to the tailbone.
We're living on Sims. It's as simple as that.
Knit in through the ribs, coming back down. And I should note that if wrists are sensitive, you can always come up onto fists. That might be a more stable way of coming up onto the hands. Let's do that again. Lifting the knees. Press down through the thumb and the forefinger. Protect the wrist. Take a few more deep breaths in and out of the body. One more. And then gently set it down. Maybe press back to a brief child's pose. Roll back to all fours. This time tuck the toes and you'll press the hips up and then back toward the wall behind you for a downward dog. Allow the head to be heavy, neck can relax, and feel free to pedal out the feet.
Introducing Simply All. Simple, all-natural ingredients and no thickeners.
See if you can press a little bit of weight out of the hands and down into the feet, heels extending toward the floor. You could shake the head yes and no.
Engines are restarting. Heart is shifting.
Eventually coming to stillness.
To get things moving again, we're offering 0% financing for
Taking one more deep
for 120
inhale and then sigh it out the mouth.
freedom to shop and buy online.
And at the end of that exhale, begin to walk the feet toward the hands.
Helping you drive forward.
Feeling the footprints
In wireless.
as you move all the way up.
T-Mobile and Sprint are joining,
And then hanging in a forward fold.
bringing together our two networks.
Neck is relaxed here.
America's largest
Feel free to keep a deep bend in the knees.
with more towers.
Whatever works for your hamstrings. And then maybe you clasp the elbows and rock from side to side.
Welcome to T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network.
Relax the face.
This is your house.
Then you let go of the elbows. Inhale, lift halfway, extend through the crown of the head. Continue to lengthen the spine. Exhale, release all the way back down. And then you'll inhale, sweep the arms up as you lift all the way up to standing. Inhale, palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And then take a seat into chair pose. And just like we lifted when we were lifting the knees, you'll cinch in through the rib, through this kind of ab rib area. Making this into a little bit of a core exercise as you sit back. Let's take 2 more breaths here.
Welcome back to The Voice.
Sink a little lower.
Only one spot remains in our finale. Who will fill that spot? Is the question. Megan Danielle, Allegra Miles,
Inhale to stand tall.
Joanna Sarenko, or Tanisha Harris?
Exhale, fold forward, extending the crown of the head as you fold. Inhale to lift halfway.
Decide that. You still have a little bit of time
Exhale, refold. Let it all hang here. Sway from side to side.
for that window to close on the instant save. Let me chat with the coaches. Kelly, regardless of what happens,
And then coming back to center, inhale, lift halfway, extend through the crown. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, coming to standing once more. Exhale, hands to heart center. This is the part where I have to move the camera. Thank you for your patience as I fiddle. from standing,
I hope you've had a good time, and I hope you're really proud of yourself.
apologies, my head is cut off, but you don't need to see it right this second. We're going to come back into a chair pose.
Thank you guys so much.
So sit back,
What would you like to say to Allegra?
feet should be parallel. Really think about sending the butt back. You should be able to see your toes. So really send it back. And then from here, we're going to move into an eagle today. So you're going to lift up, ground down through the left foot, lift up through the right, and cross the right leg over the left leg. And you may stay here, like real simple. You may even just simply place the foot on the ground next to the other foot by crossing the leg. Whatever feels okay to you. If the foot is lifted, squeeze the thighs and then sit back. This is the pose where it's really, this is one of many poses where it's really okay to laugh. Feel free to come out if you lose your balance and come right back in. Just experiment. And then if you're here and you're feeling pretty decent and maybe you're wobbling a little bit, you can open the arms up to a T. Squeezing, sitting back a little more. And then you'll either wrap the left arm over right to give yourself a big hug, or like we've been practicing for the past couple of weeks, you can wrap the arms, bring the elbows up to shoulder height, continuing to squeeze the arms, squeeze the legs.
Thank you so much.
Inhale
And Blake, quickly, what would you like to
and
say to
exhale. Beautiful. Let's squeeze once more. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Sink back a tiny bit more. And then lift out. Release the legs, release the arms. Step it out. Stretch it out. Open through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. Awesome. Coming back to center. Simply notice how you feel here. Notice the two sides of the body. Feeling a little different. Okay, then, same thing. We'll sink back into chair. Second side. Shaking it out. Just letting go whatever just happened. Reaching the arms up. Ground down through the right foot this time. It's almost like you're pressing the floor away from you as you lift the left foot. And it's same cross. Whatever you did that felt right to you. Cross the legs. If the foot's fully lifted, squeeze the legs together. Sink back a little more. Send the hips back. If you fall out, come back in. Give yourself permission to just take a little laugh at yourself here. And then arms can come out into a T. Same options. This time right arm over left. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. And then give yourself a big hug. Or wrap the arms, lifting through the elbows. Elbows come to about shoulder height. See if you can relax the face. Keep the gaze soft toward the forearms. Squeezing the arms, squeezing the legs together. Sink back a little more into the heels. One more breath. Then inhaling to lift out, release the legs, release the arms, spread it wide. You can even give yourself a slight back bend. Beautiful. Release the arms. While we're in a wide leg stance, bring the feet to parallel. Your toes can even be slightly pigeon-toed. Lift the toes up off the ground, spread them out, and press them back onto the floor. Roll the shoulders back. Hands can stay on the hips, or they can interlace behind you. If they're interlaced, squeeze the palms together and away from the body. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, begin to hinge at the hips, folding forward, sending the crown of the head forward, keeping the spine long as you go down. Coming all the way down. Option to keep the fingers interlaced, or you can bring the hands back down to the hips, or you can bring them onto the floor. Your choice. Allow yourself to sink into this pose. Allow yourself to send any air to the space that needs it the most. Shaking the head yes and no. And then you'll inhale, lift halfway. Arms can release wherever they're at. Bringing them down. And then walking the hands forward onto the floor, onto the mat. Coming into a wide leg downward dog. Relax the head. Breathe into the back. Notice the expansion. Walk the hands back to center. And then walk the hands over toward the left foot. And this is where, if you have some blocks, you can bring them. You're going to set up your feet about a leg's length apart. Back foot is down and at a 45-degree angle. Hips are square to the front of the mat. You'll inhale to lift halfway. And then exhale to fold. Feel free to keep a bend in the front knee as you fold. Coming into pyramid pose.
Hey, Sarge, Sweet's cell phone dump came back in. He got a call an hour before the payment. Conversation lasted a minute and a half. From a guy named Amir Dafala to reach.
Hands can be anywhere from the shin. Your back can be straight, making this a little more active. Or they can come down to blocks or props. Or they can come all the way down to the floor. You'll inhale to lift up and out. Bring your props with you. You'll just pivot on the heels to the opposite side of the mat. Setting up the hips once more, squaring them to the short edge of the mat. Inhale to lift this time. Exhale, reach the crown of the head forward, keeping a micro bend in the front knee, or a bigger bend if that feels better on the knee and the hamstring. Bringing the props down, sinking in, releasing the neck.
Yeah, he was injured last night in a shooting.
See if you could take a bit of weight out of the hands. Really notice the feet here, sealed onto the mat.
Well, you got a funny way of showing it. 38. Same caliber as the slowest point out of 2 weeks.
That is not my gun.
Any reason why the shield them to shave them?
One more breath, in and out.
Put your hands on the counter.
That is not my gun.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you again. Put your hands on the counter.
And then inhale to lift out. You can remove any props off to the side. Inhaling to lift. Shake it out. And then however you want to get there, come all the way down to the back. If you have a pillow, you can bring it with. If you don't, simply come all the way onto your back. We'll end in a final resting pose for Shavasana. I'm just going to have a couple pillows under my spine. Legs can be long on the mat. Allow yourself to sink back, get comfy, and remove any ponytails or obstructions on the back of the head.
I'm flattered, seriously. But I'm in the best unit in Chicago.
Allow yourself to Take one final deep inhale through the nose and then open the mouth, stretch out the face, sigh it out. Release any hold you have on the breath.
Lost my job.
Allow yourself to lay here and absorb the benefits of your practice today. Relax through the jaw. Relax through the cheeks and the temples.
I was thinking crazy thoughts.
You were gonna kill yourself.
I admit, yes.
We'll be here for about a minute in the quiet.
Steve came to meet me by the water. Made me feel better. Told me I could stay with him and relax. And then he left. Took the bus to my apartment.
Were you gonna kill yourself with a gun that we found stashed in your
No, that is not my gun.
What is it?
I do not know.
You understand how crazy that might seem to us?
I do understand, but it is the truth.
We're happy for Tariq's success.
Yes.
And he got here, he landed on his feet. But you struggled. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes. But I have never given up hope. Until last night.
You called Tariq. You get a next sob story. He went to see you. You asked him for a lot of money when he turned you down. You
Before making any
used that gun to
movements,
shoot it. No! Okay, so
take
somebody
a moment
else
to
paid
set
you
an
a lot of
intention
money
for the rest
to
of
draw
your day.
Tariq out.
Draw him from where? No.
Feel free to choose a word or a phrase or a feeling,
You will not find any.
something that's going to help you get through it.
You admit to calling. You admit to being in an agitated state last night. We find the same caliber gun in your house. Quit jerking us off. Tell us the damn truth, man. Come on.
And then invite some gentle movement back to the body.
Can I survive together?
Open up through fingers and toes. Rotate the wrists and the ankles.
I would never.
Take a deep stretch.
I don't mind the body camera.
It's an unexpectedly enlightened data.
Feel free to bend the knees. Keep the eyes closed as you roll onto your right side. You can use the upper arm as a pillow.
License, proof of insurance, and registration.
And then with the eyes closed, continue to use the hands to press yourself all the way up to seated.
Dropped my cell phone. I was reaching for it.
You mind stepping out of the car, sir?
Why?
You need to do a field sobriety test.
They do it around the corner. Get out of the car.
Sitting up tall, hands come to heart center. Draw up your intention. Sit with it just for a moment.
Wow. Business up top.
Thank you so much for sharing your practice today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
No.
Namaste.